The Dabbleverse.
Oh, you were doing that on purpose?
100,000% I was not letting him go. I was going to go, okay, you want this to be uncomfortable? I'm not going to let you get out of this now, and now you're going to be a pedophile. You want to be a pedophile? Yeah. So what I started to notice, too, I think it's exactly the same as what you just mentioned is, and Jesse himself said as much. He said, look, it's one, you know, how he mentioned this, you know, filmmakers and artists, they say, one for me, one for the audience. And he basically said, the discussion we just had was for me, and then this drama garbage is for the audience, right?
Yeah.
So I actually think that Jesse has like an interesting point of view. He has some good knowledge. I could have a very interesting conversation with him. But
you were really into it when you were talking about the Renaissance. You could tell he was buzzing, but he actually got to have a normal conversation with a real human being for once, rather than them guys he speaks to on his Discord or whatever.
And then he needs to turn on the troll, and then it's like, you know, and it becomes this disingenuous, you know, this layered lying. Oh yeah, hey Sven, it's like just that's where the schism happens. You know what I'm saying? Where you have to do this performative thing that you for an audience rather than just being your genuine self. Like I could never ever do that. So we're never going to be a drama farm thing. We were even talking about like even he acknowledged that part too. Like all these guys,
he want to do it.
and they're copying of a cop, and even Jesse seems to live in a shadow of whoever you want to call it, where his content is. I did this first. He did this first. That guy's copying me, and he's copying him, and that guy's copying me. Look, this is copied of that. His show is who copied who from what show. Go listen back to that. Everything is about who copied who copied me. So that seems to be his shadow. He got accused of copying somebody, so now his whole fucking product is about proving how no everybody copied from me, and this guy's also copying from somebody else. That's what it all is. Yeah. And when it's not that, when it's a genuine interaction between two human beings, then you get an interesting discussion.
Yeah, you're
an
right.
actual very interesting discussion. Like I had a good time talking with him about that.
And even when you did that win by two segment, it were interesting. What did you call it? A Mandalorian or something? Where it's like
the mandala, the infinite copy thing that happens.
Yeah, it is strange how Mike has that effect where he can just create clones of himself.
Yes, but then you could even zoom out from Mike, and then you'd see like what is that guy called? That he copied the logo off of Manbot, Man Cow. And,
right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's an infinite zoom. And here's the thing: what happens is this. Why is it an infinite zoom specifically with this genre? Is because guys reacting. Like even like Jesse is laughing at the guy playing an audio clip of another reaction channel, reacting to him because that legitimizes him. It's just this self-perpetuating thing where one guy reacts to another guy and then they react to each other, reacting, and it's this drama bubble. And to me, and again, and I'm saying to me, I hope nobody gets offended by this, that's not my fucking thing. Now, we will watch things, and that is why I think it's very important. This is my philosophy. Trust me, you can rather have 80 viewers. Okay, here is Alexis.
Alexis tipped $10. Jesse's hard drives need to be investigated.
Yes. Okay, so that's the thing, right? So first of all, I appear on the show. I was like, okay, I'm going to tell my diarrhea story, okay, which I might tell now, but it's a very long story. I don't know if you're interested, actually, my diarrhea story.
I'll listen to it. Yeah.
I just thought this is a good podcast story to talk about your diarrhea. Mm-hmm. But I quickly found out, okay, this is not, he clearly has a plan for this episode, which he set up because he made all this thumbnails, Sven's tell-all. I was not, by the way, I knew nothing about this, okay? I had no clue.
That were quite a clever bit, though. Like,
sure, yeah, it was a funny bit.
You pretend it's going to be talking about.
Look, I was okay with it. Look, I'm going to appear on Jesse PS. All I ask for is him to just be genuine and not be in bad faith. Now, there is certain points where he starts to go in bad faith. When he gets insecure, where he feels he loses control, he goes bad faith, right? So I said at a certain point, okay, listen, you honestly want to go this, right? Do you want me? I've not been nothing but cordial and nice to you. Do you want me to go in bad faith? And by the way, That whole pedophile thing, that was me being bad faith. By the way, and very subtle and very smartly.
Oh, you were doing that on purpose?
100,000 fucking %. I was not letting him go. I was going to go, okay, you want this to be uncomfortable? I'm not going to let you get out of this now, and now you're going to be a pedophile. You want to be a pedophile? So I'm turning up the heat. I'm like, okay, you want to get out of this? We can get out of this. Or no, or you don't want to get out of this. Okay, so you want to see it? Because there's no way out of this unless I let you out of this one right now, okay? And then I let off the heat, and we moved on, and he didn't go bad fate mode after that anymore.
Oh, right, because the way you come across to me is you just didn't understand what you were trying to say.
No, I knew exactly. Look, I didn't give a shit what he was about to say. It's about you don't want to be called a pedophile on a fucking podcast.
No, you don't want that whatever.
And to be fair, he said something like that. Look, I don't even want to get into that. Listen, he's going to listen back to this, and it's going to be about copying him, who's going to be copying. This is my statement. Jesse P.S. is actually a very talented guy. The fact that he can do all that design, all the graphic design, he actually knows what he's doing. He works hard. He knows what he's doing, and he actually knows his shit about design and all that stuff. He actually is a very good conversationalist about the things that he's passionate about.
Yeah, part of me thinks, like I was saying before. Oh, sorry. Shall I just say what I'm going to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like I was just saying before, though, I just think he's desperate for real conversation. He could have like a really interesting show where he talks to people, because he has got, like you said, he's got a point of view. He's a witty guy.
He should leave that. He should when he says one for the audience, he should actually do a show for him. I'll be happy to talk to him about on that show. When he does the show for the audience, I don't want to be involved with that stuff.
I think maybe if you have a guest on who's not part of this old drama Dabbleverse or whatever.
Which is me. I'm not part of any of this shit.
Yeah, I think maybe if you have a guest on, you shouldn't try and get into that sort of.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to expect either, because I thought it was going to be like, I've done like 5, or how many fucking appearances have I done? I'm like fucking exhausted of all this shit.
Yeah, and they all just talk to you about your book, really, don't they? And
well, no, we talk about politics, we talk about things, we talk about philosophy, about the book, about whatever we want to talk about, but it's like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And then that's it. I didn't expect I was supposed to co-host 4 hours. I didn't know that. But here's the thing. And actually, honestly, what am I supposed to do, right? At a certain point, I did say, listen, this is enough now, okay? 4 hours.
Yeah, why didn't you just... Well, you should have just said it more. Honestly, you should have just gone, I've got to go, mate. I'm done.
No, well, I did say, listen, I'm not going to watch anymore. There's been 4... Here's the thing. In the beginning, I realized I'm the guest. I'm going to follow the plan, okay? I'm not going to tell my shit story. And he's gonna follow. He clearly has a plan. I'll follow his thing. And then, as a good guest on a show, you sort of try to pick up on what his interests are, and then you try to feed into that. So that's how we got into that whole discussion about art and graphic design and all that stuff. And that was the best part of that show. And he goes, well, everybody's tuning out. Everybody's tuning out. I don't know.
So what? Who gives a fuck? You're actually interested for one.
I don't give a fuck. And that's what I'm about to say is this. You shouldn't do one for the audience. If an audience comes into your chat going, you need to do this, you need to do this, and they expect something of you, then you're already wrong. I think what we do right is we have a smaller audience, but it's a quality audience. You need to cultivate a culture around your podcast or whatever the fuck it is, and people understand the culture.
It's Jesse's main source of income, though, I think, so we can't really treat it like that. Like, we can treat it like it's just a cool place to hang.
Yeah, this is my main drain.
He needs an audience that pays him.
Sven Streams is my main drain of income. Every month, my server costs and my website development horseshit just keeps creating a bigger hole in my pocket. So yeah, if you can send some super chats, that would be really nice. I think that's a pretty good recap of like the Jesse stream, don't you think?
You are, sorry?
I think that's a pretty good recap of the Jesse stream, or do you have any more thoughts? What do you think?
No more thoughts. I thought it was a good interview overall. It did get awkward at times, but it's still really interesting.
It just gets awkward at certain times because I just feel like he feels the need to be entertaining slash...
And he also...
placating to an audience.
Yeah.
He is like a guy. He's like a character.
Yeah, he can't have his ego not to be tucked down a peg in front of his audience. He won't have it.
Yeah, that is like living in the shadow of certain guys who also don't like that. You know?
Yeah.
Hit the like button and be like, yeah. Okay, fuck you, Doom. Goodbye. I'll do it like that show. Goodbye.
Shut up, Doom. Doom, cool it. For the love of God. Come on.
Doom, you're gone again. That's it. I'm so sick of you anyway.